Welcome back at 7:14. Delta Utilities officially completed its purchase of Entergy's regulated natural gas operations in Orleans Parish and East Baton Rouge Parish. Natural gas is safe and efficient source of power, but natural gas exposure must be handled with care. Dan Mills with the Home Builders Association of Greater New Orleans is here to share some safety tips. Dan, good morning. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning. We're excited to have a new gas provider, and it makes a great opportunity to talk about gas safety.
So Dan, let's start off with this really interesting magnet. You said you live in Orleans Parish and you got a special this magnet sent to your house from Delta. And what is it? Tell us about it.
Very clever from Delta Utilities. They sent out a magnet. You should receive one in the mail if you live in New Orleans. It's a scratch and sniff. So if you scratch it, you can smell it's rotten eggs, but it smells like the gas. So if you smell that smell, you know there's a gas leak. Call 911.
And so what else do people need to know about just natural gas and handling it properly?
You know, natural gas is an incredibly efficient fuel, but it does come with some risks. And so the number one thing, we've got to make sure that we have a gas detector installed in your home. You should have one in every bedroom and in each public space of your home. And consider putting one in the garage, especially for those of you like me that have utilities, you know, your washer and dryer out in the garage. And, you know, you got to be careful with that, especially if you have a lawnmower or other inflammables. You got to keep them apart, but make sure you have a gas detector to alert you if any kind of leaks come up.
So I'm glad you mentioned that. I have, and probably a lot of people have, smoke detectors or fire alarms and carbon monoxide detectors, but none of those are going to detect gas. And you said these should be in every bedroom?
Yes.
In every public part of the house?
Should be in each bedroom and in the public space of your home.
And so what do these do? I guess that a carbon monoxide detector, and obviously it's not, gas wouldn't be smoky. So what are these specifically picking up that those other detectors are not?
So the gas, it's picking up the carbon monoxide. It's looking at that. It's also detecting the fumes from the natural gas itself.
Okay. And why is it so important that once you smell that smell, or if you have an alarm and it goes off, why is it so important to immediately call for help? Call for help and evacuate, or vice versa? You
know, gas is an invisible, lighter than air substance, and so it's very difficult to locate where that leak is. So when you smell it, it may take some time to track it down, and in the meantime, you can get a lot of leakage into your home. So it's best to step back, call, and they can come in and find that very quickly with the proper detection.
So we have detection, what people should be smelling. We're showing people video of gas stoves right now. What are some really important reminders, safety reminders that you want to leave with people who still have gas stoves in their house? A lot of us do.
As I mentioned, make sure that you're keeping flammables away. Sometimes we don't think about that, but you have a hot water heater. Make sure you're not storing your gas can next to your hot water heater. It seems sensible, but sometimes you don't think about that. Another thing is we can see that blue flame that was just on the screen. That is a proper running appliance. If you begin to see a yellow or an orange flame, there's a problem with the orifice, and so you could be getting some leakage there. So you need to have an appliance person check that. So always look for that. And also very important, if you're out there in the yard and you're going to do some digging and some planting, you know, check and see. You should see where your gas line is. It's going to go out to the street, or it's going to come from the rear of the property. You know, make sure before you dig, call 811.
I was going to say that if you have any questions, and even if you don't, you should be calling to make sure you're not accidentally tapping into a gas line.
That's right.
All right, Dan Mills, thank you so much for those reminders. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.